Welcome to You Ask 502, the podcast where real stories meet real skills from the plumbers, pipe fitters, and service techs of Local 502. I'm your host, Ryan Kleber. This isn't just another trades podcast. It's our story, told by the people who live it every day. From apprentices to seasoned journeymen, we're talking shop, sharing lessons, and highlighting the wins and challenges of life in the field. With over 25 years in the trade, I've seen a lot, and I'm here to bring those experiences and yours to the mic. We'll cover everything from technical tips and union updates to job site stories and career advice. So subscribe, tune in, and be part of the conversation. This is US 502, powered by Local 502, driven by you. All right, welcome back to the next edition of US 502. As always, Ryan Kleber, your host. Joining me, Tyler Huber. He is running for the alternate 401k and pension trust, which we're going to be having the election September 5th and 6th next week. So come on down, make your voice heard. What's going on, man?
Same old.
All right.
Just different day.
Where you having at right now?
Currently I'm with him out at the Meta.
How's that going?
It's going.
You might be the first him guy I've got on here.
Yeah.
But also, we got a lot of guys out there. I think there's like 50.
There's quite a few.
So describe a typical day in the life of him.
Ooh.
As far as work, not, politics, but like work.
Yeah.
Because it's like a labor position, essentially, right?
Yeah, it's more millwright work than anything, unfortunately. There's little to no pipe fitting. Every once in a while you get something that comes in and,
right.
It's like candy. You're just like, ooh, something to do.
Right.
Yeah. So we've been setting units. The crew that I'm on right now, we've been setting units. We're only allowed to do like 2 a day.
Okay.
If you shit and get, you can knock one out in about 45 minutes. So to stretch,
I do know that from what I heard from meetings and, this is all right before, is that Meta has a schedule.
Yeah.
And they figured it to be 6 tens. And that's what you're allotted that week.
Yeah.
So even if you get done in 4 tens, you know what I mean? Like you're expected to make it last 6 tens, but not go too long where you can't fix whatever.
Exactly. Yeah. It's you walk in and, I've heard this from everybody. Everybody's all gung ho to get in there and work, and then you feel like your reins are being pulled on the whole time. Yeah. It's just.
I tell them, I'm like, you guys are not pipe fitting. Like, I don't know what you thought you were getting into.
Yeah,
now it's 6 tens, and it's a long,
Yeah,
years.
Yeah, exactly. So, it's 6 tens, and it's 20 minutes from the house in the morning. So
nice.
I was like, I'm not passing that up.
Fair enough. Good money. So you decided to run. Have you been on a board yet?
I have not.
Okay. You did run for
I ran for executive board.
Executive board. Okay.
Yeah, there was 8 of us running for 4 positions. It was an eye-opening experience. It was the first time I ran.
Yeah.
Really learned what I needed to do and learned what not to do.
Yeah.
Now I'm giving it another try.
Okay, good. All right. Well, got a little questionnaire here that I've been asking. So I've done 2 interviews so far. One with Marty Kersey, and then one with Matt O'Leary. So the guys running for the new agent position have come in. You're the only one running for a trust or delegate position that have come in. So it's all about well.
Well, the other 2 are running unopposed, so it's just me and one other guy.
Yeah, so Kevin Waters is the ENT
correct
alternate, and Justin Windler is the health and welfare alternate.
Yes, sir.
I'll tell you what. It's going to be eye-opening sitting in those meetings.
Yeah, I bet.
Health and welfare joke. That's a whole other podcast. But, just so you know. All right, so can you tell us about your journey in the trade? What brought you into the pipe fitting, welding type of work? And kind of elaborate a little bit on why you're here.
Yeah, so 2013, my dad told me to stop fucking around and go get the trade.
Okay, I got to
So, yeah. But the thing is, my whole family, they're all union electricians.
Oh.
So I'm a 3rd generation union tradesman. My grandfather, my father, and my brother were all out of 369. So when I came home after signing up with 502, needless to say, my dad wasn't too happy with me. But here I am. And
I'd say you picked a better trade. No offense to IB out there.
Yeah, to this day, he tells me, he's like, I think you made the right decision.
Yeah. Were you in the military?
I was not.
Okay.
No.
The Humvee through it all.
Yeah, man, I'm just a patriot,
and
if you will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You look like a special ops guy. I can see you kicking down my door.
Yeah.
All right. What motivated you to step up and run for this position?
Well, actually, this position, multiple people had asked me to run for this. I had thought about it, gone back and forth a little bit, but some well-known and some trusted members of the local asked me to run for this position, and I like doing that. And I wasn't too sure at first, but the more I think about it, I've been more and more involved with local here as of late. Past couple of years, I've been faithfully attending the meetings. I pull the float at St. Patty's Day parade with Humvee.
Usually got a question that gets under Scott's skin at some point or
Yeah,
another.
yeah, I do. I enjoy getting up and letting my opinion be known.
Always hear Brother Hubert. It's like,
yeah, I can hear Scott's sigh. But yeah, I mean, members, they seem to trust me. They've been asking me more and more often. Like, hey, what's going on with the contract here? What's what events are coming up? And
well, you put yourself in a position where people think you're in the know because you are.
Exactly, yeah.
And you're involved in a lot of things. You know what I mean? And you ask a lot of questions that a lot of people aren't pretty comfortable asking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, no one wants to always be the guy standing up and being like, hey, this is effed up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You've kind of taken that role, but not done it in a disrespectful way. So I mean,
and that's the thing. I was always afraid to ask questions because I'm not a very political guy, if you will. But at the same time, man, you have to show that respect, because if you don't show respect when you're asking these questions, you're not going to get respect back. You're not, for me to get up and ask some of the questions that I do, man, some of them are pretty hard questions.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think they've been received well enough. I've gotten the respectful answer back. And I've gone up and I've talked to Scott after every meeting, even if I, have an issue or not. It's nothing personal, but in those meetings, we make it a sign of the order for a reason. What goes on in this meeting has nothing to do with what we do outside of here.
True.
So we're going to have to talk about what's going on. And if I want to ask about every single penny, that's my right as a dues paying member to ask about every single penny. So that's what I feel. That's what I do. That's why I get up and talk the way I do.
Do me a favor, grab your elbow and kind of just pull it towards you. I'm pulling out. You know what I mean? Just kind of get it close to you.
There you go.
Beautiful. I didn't want you to be muffled. Yeah, no, you do. And it's, I think well received among majority of the people in the room.
I think so.
What, I don't know, I'm going on that tangent right now. Is there anything that kind of, we'll stay off that for a minute. All right, so who or what has influenced your leadership style the most?
Ooh. See,
Are you a foreman out at helm now?
As of right now, no.
Okay.
I don't know that I want to be a foreman out there. There's some companies, like, I don't know if I want to work for them.
Right.
We'll see. I think I have a good relationship with the guys over there. I really like who's in place now to run work.
Mm-hmm.
If a position comes up, I'd probably take it. But, man, coming up, I hate to say it, but I've almost had more issues with the guys running work that have taught me how I don't want it done. So, I ran work at Chardown for a little bit, and something I've always said is you're working with the guys. The guys don't work for you. You're working with them. And if you show some appreciation and respect to those guys, to me, you're going to get a lot more out of it.
Oh, yeah, that's anything.
Every day I try and thank, the guys for coming in. Even if we show up and all we do is sit there because we don't have the material or we can't work that day because of permit or whatever. Like, hey, thanks for showing up, man. I appreciate it. And I take it to heart, because appreciation, like I said, it goes a long way.
It does.
And just having respect, where that's key to me. And
well, you got to give it to get it.
Exactly. It all goes back to you scratch my back, I'll scratch your back.
Yeah.
You take care of me when it comes time to get this shit done, then I'm going to take care of you when I need to.
All right. Fair enough. What does being a union member mean to you personally? Third generation?
Third generation union tradesman.
Right.
Yeah. Man, it's a sense of stability, a sense of pride. You got, just in our local, we've got near 2,800 members. You know, I would like to think we're all pretty like-minded in what we do. Like we're here.
You would like to think.
I would like to think that. You know, I know that you're going to have your outliers and you're going to have your small percentages, but as a whole, what the union represents is the ability to stay working and to bring a better product to the customer and to ourselves. We got to hold ourselves to the standard of excellence. I believe strongly in that. You know?
have to, because if not, you get lumped in with other unions, which are not skilled trades.
Exactly.
Like it or not, that's just the way it is. We're not those people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're not factory workers.
Exactly.
Like we have, football players are a union. You know what I mean? Players union. But they're the best.
You support that union.
Yeah.
Why not support this one?
Yeah. But you expect the best. I mean, you know what I mean? So it's, you really need to go out there and give it your all.
You really do. So you got to have integrity in everything you do.
Yes, 100%.
You know, and as far as our trade is concerned, I mean, integrity is key. I mean, to me, that's what I base all of my work off of.
Okay.
Is if it's something I can be proud of and, make sure that the apprentices, that they can take pride in it too.
Yeah.
You know, that's one of my biggest things to teach these guys. It's like, man, if that showed up on your doorstep, would you like it? Well, I'm like, no, man, that's the point of doing this.
You don't really know till you have something done. So I did my kitchen redone right in the COVID.
Yeah.
And actually I'm lucky, got a good contractor. But I've heard stories, and it's like, guys just sitting around 4 hours, and it's like, and then you get a bill, and it's like, it's out there for 4 hours. Like, you're supposed to pay, and it's different when it's in your kitchen. You know what I mean? I get it. Comparing a kitchen to a factory or to a plant is different, but it's the same principle. It's like, you want to give these people, you want to give them a reason. Like, we need more than legislation in our favor to keep us working. Like, we should be able to put out a product that transcends no matter who's in office, no matter where you're at. Now, you're always going to have a couple of outliers, I understand, but all in all, if you're betting, close to 1,000, you're going to get all the reps you need.
It should be undeniable why you choose us.
Yeah.
If you're paying for union labor, you should expect top quality.
Yeah.
Like I said, we hold ourselves to a higher standard, and that's for a reason. And that needs to be instilled in the apprentices and in a lot of journeymen too.
And I think it is, but it's hard to,
I mean, it's one thing to say it. But,
True.
You can talk about it.
Well, that's the integrity. Is what do you do when no one's looking?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Do you tend to F off and flaky when no one's looking, and then you stand at attention when someone's around, or you always just I don't know. God's always watching.
There you go.
Sisters, so, somebody's always looking. Sorry, did you finish your answer to that question?
Yeah.
All right. You got a little tangent there. How do you approach tough decisions when members' opinions are divided? So with this position, there's 4 MCA guys, there's 4 of us, and then there's, a slew of actuaries, investors, lawyers, auditors, businesses, our third-party administrators. So everyone's at the table. Someone can propose, and everyone's got an opinion on it.
Yeah.
So, how do you approach tough decisions when especially when let me preface this. Maybe not so much in health and in pension, you'll see a lot more in health and welfare, like appeals and stuff, where it's like, I can't believe they got denied. But, if you were to make a change, then you got to go back and, pretty much clean the slate of every time that's been denied. You know what I mean? And grant everyone else kind of amnesty. So those are the tough decisions.
It's a slippery slope.
Yeah.
And so as far as that's concerned, just in that trustee board, there's quite a few people, like just between the union side and the contractor side.
Mm-hmm.
Like, unfortunately, you're going to have some animosity there. So in order for us to find a common ground between those two, like you said, we got actuaries there, there's lawyers, investors.
Yeah.
As the union side, we might want to do, just say that add $1, just simple numbers. We want to add $1 here for this. Well, the contractors, whether they agree with that or not, the lawyer's got to say, that's not going to work, or yeah, you can do that, or no, this is legal, or whatever. And then the actuaries have got to get in and they got to crunch the numbers and be like, well, a dollar's not going to be enough.
Right.
So now you're going to have to go back to the body and tell them like, well, a dollar's not enough. We're going to have to do this, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
So, I mean, just in that, in the trustee aspect of it, I mean, I know there's a whole lot of people that have to agree, and then you got to take legal steps. You know, it's not as simple as being like, oh yeah, let's just do this.
It's really not. There's a ripple effect. There's, for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction down the line.
Yeah.
You got to make sure this reaction doesn't, supersede the action. You know what I mean? So, but
well, I mean, just like in health and welfare, like we're using Caremark, and that holy shit.
I hope they hear this. Caremark sucks.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but we're locked in.
Yeah.
Now some things change.
Yeah, they have changed, but
like once we were supposed to save like $5 million over the contract, the contract, it's supposed to be fantastic. Or $1 million a year. I mean, I don't really throw so many numbers at us. We never know what's right or not. But a law in Kentucky was passed, which I feel like their due diligence is to know, even Caremark, like we're going to offer you this deal, knowing that something's coming down the pike, the legislation that it's with the pharmacies.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess they were able to get a discount going through certain pharmacies, but in Kentucky, I guess they thought the pharmacy people there were getting kind of screwed over and hosed,
right. So
we couldn't really get that savings there anymore. Well, that took $500,000 off the table each year right away. And then all the diabetes stuff that, it's like, oh yeah, I mean, that's just
type 1 diabetic right here.
Only,
I've had
so your T-Slim, is your T-Slim pump? Yeah. So we had another, gentleman in there, and he's like, bullshit. And I'm like, you're right. Especially I've been using, it's supposed to be the best pump they make, right?
Yeah.
And now you got to use stupid pump,
Yeah. Or pay out of pocket for all your supplies.
Yeah, which is stupid.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, there's issues like that.
Maybe I'll just go down to Tijuana and get a bunch of black market and like a Dallas Buyers Club.
Yeah.
Out here in the park.
Yeah, man, it's unreal. Well, something too, when I was having issues like that, my wife was livid. So she started getting online and looking up and all this. So don't hold me to this, but as of July 1st, they had redone what they covered. They had changed their coverage. And apparently they do that every July 1st because it's halfway through the year and they can get away with changing, like the pump supplies.
Well, we've had to pay extra. So we've had to say, no, we want this in, but that's going to cost more.
Yeah.
Well, that wasn't, you know what I mean? It's been a joke.
Yeah, so that cuts down on what you're saving.
Yeah, so we're still only saving just a little bit of money. Which saving $500,000 a year sounds like a lot, but over a $36 million plan, it's what it disrupts.
Yeah.
You know
and we're just talking about the diabetes products. There's still how many other members are not getting their medicine, not getting their supplies.
Yeah.
So did we save $500,000, or the members just paying that out of pocket now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that could be.
No, you're right, but I mean just healthcare in general, and the fact that they just shove these pills down everyone is it's like what they do. Most profitable thing there is pharmaceuticals, and then when you go to the doctor, you can't go in without leaving with 3 scripts, whether you want them or not.
Exactly.
It's like,
yeah.
So, okay, so I brought that up. So one of the tough decisions, or like he was talking about the contractors and us at that table. So we thought about rolling 50 cents over from uncredited to credited. And it took a while, but we actually got the actuary to, where he was like, actually, this is fine. It's not going to hurt at all. But the contractors, and this is what some people don't know, is they have something called unfunded liability.
Yes.
All right. So they are responsible for the unfunded portion of the pension, which right now is like 6%. 6% of $600 million is a lot of money.
It's a little bit change.
You know what I mean? So each contractor's on the hook for that.
Yeah.
Whether they could have been paying, their credit rating could be perfect, they've never missed a payment on benefits, and they're still on the hook. So like, if they're like, hey, I want to retire, I'm done, just close my doors, I'm out. It's like, all right, cool, but you owe us $12 million.
Yeah, man.
And it's like with the French, like I've literally paid every bill on time.
And see, I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing because that holds their feet to the fire to continue to use union.
It does. And not that any of them would, but
but
but it's
It's still
that's hanging over your head. So they're like, well, yeah, but that 50 cent stay, it would help pay off the unfunded liability sooner. Actually, it's a wash at this point. So,
50 cents. Would it go from, was it 51% accredited to 49% unaccredited now?
640 uncredited, 563 accredited. We flipped it. So now it's 590 uncredited, 613 accredited. Yeah, I did that right. All right.
Yeah, I think you did. Yeah. Because we're paying 1203 in.
Yes.
So you're correct.
So when everybody's like, oh, the multiplier's got to go up, like, not really. The multiplier is great if you're only putting in like $5 an hour forever.
Yeah.
You already have 1203 going to it. If you never get back, you just get $10 of it. Oh my God, you're double. You know what I mean? It's amazing.
So we're at 51% right now. Imagine what it would be if we're at 75%.
Yeah.
175 multiplier.
Yeah.
It would be
So,
quite a bit better. Do you ever see it going to 100% accredited?
No. Only because I think we could get close. I think maybe we can get like maybe $11 and have at least $1. I think there's always got to be something going in when you have that much money.
Yes.
To protect it. And I think that's, I mean, it's not great, but I mean, I think, or you have to lower the multiplier again. So there's got to be a cushion there to back that up. You know what I mean? Because you don't want to be, even if you make 100%, you don't want to be right on the cusp of another economic downturn. And like, oh, we're back to 80 and start all over. It's like you want to get over 100, hopefully have it go good for a few years where you get well over 100. Because, back in the day, you couldn't be very much over 100% funded. Now you can get up to like 160% funded. So,
really?
So it doesn't hurt to be overfunded.
Oh, yeah.
But, back in the 90s, the government was like, oh, look at all this money we can tap into. You can't be over 110% funded.
Imagine that, the government trying to get in on something.
Imagine.
Yeah, that's what I agree. I've been telling realistically, maybe I've got 25 years left.
Yeah.
In my time, I'll probably see 75% funded or 75% accredited, maybe a little bit more, but I think 75% would be a realistic.
The plan now is to do 50 cents a year every year, well, for 5 years. So that's $2.50 rolling over. So you do another $2. Or did 50. So another 2 on 613, you're looking at $8.13.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good.
That's pretty much 75%.
Let's do this. So 813 times 2,080. So I guess it's a 40-hour work week and 2 weeks a year.
Don't miss a day.
Right? Takes into account for
no,
Saturday here.
A little bit overtime.
Yeah, 16,910. You times that by your 0.0175, and all of a sudden your credit for that year goes up to 295.
Yeah,
instead of 204. Well, I mean, times that by 20 years, and just in 20 years, you're bringing home $6,000 a month.
Yeah.
So as opposed to 204 times 20, you're bringing home $4,000 a month. So that's a compound interest that adds up. So every little bit helps when it's compounded over a long time.
Yeah.
Which is, anyone who ages can tell. I mean, interest is great when you're saving, and it sucks when you're in debt.
Yeah.
Because, it compounds either way. You know what I mean? So
Exactly.
one missed payment. What do you believe makes you a good union leader? And how do you measure yourself against the competition? And do you have an example of a time that you had to advocate strongly for workers in a difficult situation?
What makes a good union leader?
Yeah, because in this position, you're going to be responsible.
You are. You have fiduciary responsibility.
Fiduciary responsibility.
So
you got to take out separate insurance.
Exactly. Yeah, I've heard that.
You are liable.
Exactly. So if this thing goes tits up,
yeah,
they can come after me as well as everybody else.
I got passports in the safe. We'll get out of here.
Hell yeah. Don't tell anybody.
Hope you like Antarctica.
I'm good with that. I like to go. Oh, so good union leader. Transparency is definitely number one. And that goes back to this position that I'm campaigning for.
Yeah.
Because that's what this position is all about is the transparency. You got to be fair too. Like I said, we got 2,800 members. That's a whole lot of different opinions.
Yes.
And like I said, they all matter,
Yes.
But you got to find a common ground. You do. As far as And an example for when I've had to stand up and, take up for the guys. I'm not really going to, throw any names out or give any specific examples, but like you see me in the union meetings, I have no problem standing up and being like, hey man, this isn't right. Something's got to happen. We have a contract for a reason. And if you can't abide by this contract, then why should I abide on my end?
Yeah.
And that goes for our union leaders too. There's guidelines set in place on how to run this place. And if you can't stay within those guidelines, there's bound to be issues. So, leadership in that aspect, I mean, we're all held to a standard.
Sure.
I believe that across the board. And it's not just the leaders. We all have to have our own leadership standard, because this all goes back to the integrity. There's going to be times when it's just you, maybe one other person.
Mm-hmm.
It might be you and an apprentice, or you and another journeyman, but you still have to do what's right.
Yeah.
And like I said, that's across the board.
Yeah.
So
it's true. Integrity is very crucial.
That is number one to me. Integrity, respect, respect for yourself, respect for others. It's just that goes a long way with me. And appreciation.
Yeah. I appreciate it all the time myself. So. How do you plan to keep members informed and involved in the matter? This one says union matters, but I know you're going to be required to send a report
Yes, sir.
at every meeting after the trustees. We just had a trustee meeting. The next one will be in November.
Mm-hmm.
If you were to win, you would be sitting in on that meeting. So yeah, what's your plan to keep everyone informed?
So with that, like I said, the point of this position is for transparency. So by sitting in on those meetings, I can write down what all goes on. If a topic gets brought up, why it was voted down, why we're not going to do this, so on and so forth. And then coming back to the next scheduled union meeting and reporting back to the members, and hopefully being able to answer some of the questions that they have. And if not, I'll be able to take that to the next meeting and hopefully get those answers for them. But the thing is, we got to have more participation at the meetings. That's the biggest thing, as far as, getting information out to the members. The members have got to be there willing to receive the information. So that's something that I've been advocating for, is member participation.
I'm there with you.
Yeah.
What bothers me is that no one can, you have 2,800 members, like you said. The member maybe holds 100.
Yeah.
So even if they all
we have 100, yeah. And I understand that.
It's a joke. And then if you have classes in there, so it's like, well, then it takes up all the room for the journeyman. Some of these classes can't even vote, but they do need to see it. It's kind of a catch-22. But yeah,
it is, and I understand that. A lot of people don't want to go like, well, the hell, there's no room. It's like, yeah, I get you.
We gave them a cop out. We gifted them a way out.
Yes. But at the same time, when we go over to IBW, we're not packing that place.
Well, I got money's on the line.
If money's on the line, that's when people come out of the woodwork.
True.
And I'm not. Don't think that I'm really harping on anybody. Like, I understand people got stuff going on, but third Tuesday every month, 6:00.
Yeah.
And if it's different than that, there's a postcard out there.
It's not over.
It's not. And
some of the local stream, I don't like that.
Yeah, I'm not big on that, man.
I don't like that at all. Then you get a keyboard warrior,
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? But again, there's no really room to stand, so
yeah.
So, hopefully, when we get a new building built, wherever, however it's done, I know about accommodate.
Yeah.
Quite a few people. So
yeah, and that would be a lot better than the 100 out of 27.
We end up building an amphitheater.
Yeah, man, that's good.
Or maybe have our meetings at Blind Squirrel.
The parking lot behind the hall is big enough. Just do it outside.
It is. Bleachers.
Yeah. We'll just have to pause every time a plane flies over.
That is the problem.
Like Wayne's World.
Yes.
Plane. Game on. Something else too to that. Like, currently I'm teaching the heritage politics class with Nick Brown down at school.
Okay.
So I'm really hoping that my passion is felt by these apprentices, and I really think that it is. So we got a class of third years right now. We were trying to go over the bylaws the other night. We got through about 10 pages because they were like, hey man, what about this? What about that? Well, why can't we do this? And it was all pertaining to what we've got going on. Mm-hmm. They were all legitimate questions. Like I after that class, like Nick and I are just looking at each other like, dude.
Like, what are some of the questions? Do you remember any?
Just
curious.
So like the first 10 pages of the bylaws, it talks about like your businessman, your business agents, what you all make. That comes up. Talks about what you all do, like what all your job pertains to. It gets into your president, your vice president, executive board, and it's just things like that. As far as in a specific question, I don't know. It's just,
gotcha.
But they're.
So this is one of the better, more eager classes to actually.
Yes. Yeah. This is the second class that I've taught in this class, and they're just receiving it so much.
They're not just going through the motions.
Exactly. They're not. It really makes me, feel like, all right, man. I think we got a good group of guys coming up, guys and girls. There's a few ladies in there that are coming up that really care, and that's how this local's going to. That's how we're going to survive. Is we've got to get this younger generation in here and get them to care as much as we do, so that we can keep moving on and moving up and getting stronger. So that's something that I absolutely love teaching this class. I have to go teach it after this podcast. And
all right.
I'm looking forward to it.
All right. Tell them you were here.
Yep. Trying to get these views up.
Right. What do you want the members to know about you as a person, not just a candidate?
Ooh. So my wife says I walk around with a big "fuck off" stamped across my forehead.
I don't know why she would say that.
Yeah, I don't know why. Man, it's just a facade. It's just how I look. I'm really a pretty nice guy. I'm pretty approachable.
You look like a mercenary. Like you look like you're coming to kill the equalizer.
Yeah, man. So, you ever seen Tate Fletcher? He's a big bald guy, big beard. He's first to die in every movie.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
the equalizer.
Exactly. Yes.
John Wick.
Yeah.
He's the big baddie. Not the main baddie, but the big baddie.
Yeah. And everybody's like, man, you know Tate Fletcher? I'm like, yeah, man, I know who you're talking about. But anyways, so like I said, man, I'm really a pretty nice guy. I'll talk to anybody. Again, that goes back to that respect thing.
Yeah.
I respect everyone's opinion, and I'll give you mine. And I'm more than, I want to hear your opinion.
Yeah.
On top of that, man, I have a beautiful and very supportive wife. She says that I abandon her all the time because I'm teaching, and now I'm going after another position. But she's just busting my chops, man. She loves that I'm passionate about this stuff, and she's very supportive. And then I've got 3 kids. So I got JD. He's a third-year apprentice over at Chardon.
Right.
Very proud of him. Jenna, she's 18. She just started U of L for nursing a couple weeks ago.
Good for her.
And then I have a 9-year-old that goes to St. Martha, and he is the cool kid. Hey, buddy. He made me say that. He's like, if you talk about me, you gotta say I'm the cool kid.
So it's an 11-year difference. So it was either
yeah. So actually,
we'll delete that part.
He knows. Jen and JD are actually my wife's kids from the previous marriage, but I claim them as mine, man.
Of course,
I've been in their life for 15 years now, so I'm very proud of them. They're pretty awesome.
I have a stepdaughter as well. They're just as much as mothers. It's crazy.
Yeah, man.
How do you handle criticism or setbacks?
So if you're doing your job, you're going to have criticism. That comes with any job. And if you're not doing your job, you're going to have even more criticism. So, man, I got this question asked in my committee interview when I first got on. I believe I think it was Bill Spinner who asked me that question.
Okay.
And I told him, I was like, man, it all depends on how it's given.
True.
I was like, if I'm I'm fucking up, by all means, let me know what I can do to be better. But that doesn't mean get up in my face and tell me that I'm
Right.
a fuck up. That's two different things. So I don't take kindly to that. But as far as receiving criticism, man, it's constructive. I want it.
You're a positive reinforcement.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. You don't have to hit me with like the compliment sandwich, where
Right.
you're like, hey man, you're doing this good, but you're not doing that good, but you're doing this good. I don't care for that. But just let me know how I can be better.
Yeah.
And I will.
Even matter of fact, I can take matter of fact too. Because some people don't have the personality. But if you're not like being,
You don't have to put sugar on it.
Yeah.
But
just be like, hey.
Yeah.
And what I think. Like, oh, all right.
Yeah. And as far as setbacks go, I mean, I'm a pipe fitter. I have not been on the job that hasn't had setbacks.
It's true.
That
is true.
Not that it's just fitters, but everybody's had it.
Well, construction.
Construction
is just
in
part
general.
of it. And it's just
it's
such life.
It's par for the course.
Right. If elected, if you got the position, how do you want your trusteeship to be remembered when your term is over?
Ooh, this all goes back to the standard, man. Like I hold myself to a higher standard, and I want that to be reflected in this position. When I move out of this position, somebody else comes in to take it. Like I want to set that bar high to where they're going to do just as good a job, if not better.
Mm-hmm.
I would much rather them do a better job than me. That's the whole point of like the apprentices. Like we're training our replacements.
Oh yeah.
So no matter how I do this job, I want to do it to the best of my ability. Like I said, I hold myself to a higher standard, and I'm going to give it everything I got if elected.
Yeah.
And I expect the next guy to come in to do it as good, if not better.
Yeah.
I
pass the baton. You just keep running with it.
Exactly. Yeah. Like I
slow down.
Yeah. Records are made to be broken.
That is true.
And I believe firmly in that. I feel as though that I would be good for this position. I wouldn't be running if I didn't. But I believe very strongly in this position because of the fact that it will bring transparency to this level. And I think we need transparency now more than ever, especially moving forward.
Yeah.
So we're getting ready to go through a pretty large regime change in the next election. And
26.
Yeah, there's going to be a whole lot of moving parts.
Yeah, that'd be. So when I ran, there's 8 of us.
Yeah.
Going for that. Which 2. There was one plumber. Eric.
Yeah.
He was an incumbent. He's done a good job. And you had Kim, the only service guy. So like he's a lock. So 6 fitters.
Yeah.
So Royal Rumble. So it's,
I remember when you ran for that. I didn't know anything about you, and I came up that day and I was like, "Hey man, why do you deserve my vote?" And you looked at me like, "Oh, you really just asked that?" And you laid it all out, man. I liked your answer, so I voted for you. That's just.
I did feel like I was called to do it. You know what I mean? Like, it's not something I'd ever positioned for or postured for. I just, you saw the people running, and no disrespect to the people running, but it's, the ones that I like, I didn't think really had a chance because, they weren't really, pushed by the right people. I wasn't either, but I was like, I know I'm going to go in here and give everything I got. Like, I'm going to visit every single person, I'm going to call every single person. That way, if I lose, I can say, well, it's not because I didn't get them all.
Yeah, it's not for lack of trying.
Right.
And that's the thing, man. Like, I ran for the executive board, and before that, I'd been to a couple meetings, but I never taught at school. I never really been involved in anything. And, I was the last person out of 8, for votes. And I was like, man, I was like, ooh, it stung a little. But, now with me and Ben Thompson actually ran in that executive board.
Yeah.
Or ran for the executive board last year too. To be honest with you, I was bummed out that I lost, but I was not disappointed in the result. The guys that are in there, I think they do a fantastic job.
Yeah.
And if I wasn't one of them, then you've got the guys in place that I would want to be there. So I think they did. I think the body chose correctly.
The body did well.
Yeah. And that's the thing, man. Like when you run for these positions, yeah, you can get bummed out that you didn't win, but the body's going to choose. The body's going to choose. And unfortunately, more often than not, it's a popularity contest. But
unless they're educated.
Unless they're
And
educated.
that's what I was like, I'm going to talk to you.
Yeah.
We're going to talk and have a conversation.
Exactly.
That way, at the end of the day, you know what I mean? Because if they don't know you, then it's popular contest.
Yeah.
Or they call the hall and it's like, hey, who do you like? And it's like, oh, and it's nice to just.
And I've talked to people, and they're like, oh, Ben's already talked to me. I'm like, well, that's fine, man. I'm not.
What's that mean?
Yeah, like I'm not trying to steal your vote. I'm just.
And Ben's good, dude.
And he is. And if he gets into this position, then the local's going to be fine.
Yeah.
It's not.
But it's no different than him going to someone and be like, well, Tyler already talked to me.
Exactly. And I don't expect anybody to be like, no, he's got my vote. Don't worry about it. Like, I'm coming to you as a person to give you my opinion.
Yeah. And
I want your opinion.
Yeah. Don't
tell me you're going to vote for me and not. Don't do that.
Right.
But
people do.
And they do. And I know that. But I'm trying to have a conversation with you. I'm trying to educate you. I might cover something that Ben doesn't, and Ben might cover something that I don't. I just want you to be educated on the position, and then you can choose from there who you think is going to be best for that.
Yeah.
That's how I'll go talk to anybody. Like I'm not asking for your vote. I'm just trying to I'm asking for your support in the position itself, not the person in the position.
I'm giving you my side of the story.
Yes.
And when you go to see two names,
yeah, absolutely. And if Ben's the one to win, then congratulations to him. That's what the body chose, and I'm good with that.
Because these are important positions.
They are very important positions.
Even my position, Eric's, or soon to be, Marty or Matt's, Scott's, Kent's, like
these positions matter.
These are very important positions, and it can't be a popularity contest.
It cannot. And that's scary to me.
Yeah.
And
that's politics in general.
It is politics in general, and I find more that, people aren't doing their own research.
Mm-hmm.
Like if people would go out and do their own research, that would.
Well, think about how much, just podcasts in general changed just this last election.
Oh, yeah.
People was like, hey, you want to, well, what does this person stand for? Do one or two interviews, and then it's like, well, the other people are out there on podcasts talking long form 3 hours with no breaks. Like, you can't be phony for 3 hours.
No, man.
You know what I mean?
So, these are pretty intimate conversations.
Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? The only thing edited is maybe a couple of uhs and does.
Exactly.
But, He's in there.
Yeah. And so, like, I'm not going to lie, I was nervous coming on here. But, we started talking, and like, you and I are having a conversation. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, shit, they're recording.
Yeah, it's good. I went back to make sure I'm still in frame. I'm like, off the screen here.
Yeah, right.
It's good.
Yeah, that's why I try to sit really still so I'm not, like,
fair enough,
rolling around.
I got some new chairs. The first couple chairs, you'd be moving.
I'd heard that.
Yeah.
I did. I was like, JT was like, man, I sat back and they clicked on me. I'm like, whoa. So I got in here and I was like, all right, let's make sure this thing.
Yeah, I'll pull these in from out there. These are good. All springs are not trash yet.
Cool.
So.
Appreciate it.
Anything else you want to add?
No, man. Just thanks for having me.
Yeah, anytime.
Appreciate any support. If anybody feels that I'm the right candidate for the job, then come out and vote 5th and 6th September.
There you go. All right.
So
thanks for coming on.
Yeah, man. Thank you very
much. Tyler Huber, brothers and sisters.
Y'all have a good one.
See you, man.
Thank you, brother.
Bye.